This is December's lawn care calendar. It's super cold outside and we're tracking single digits in terms of temperature. However, there are still a few things you can do to keep your lawn looking good at this time of year. And in this video, I'm going to be taking you through all the steps that I'm going to be taking in December. And whilst most of your annual maintenance in the lawn will probably be coming to an end, here are a few key tips to keep you on your toes throughout the month of December. In the UK, there's a real bite of winter in the air. However, we haven't really seen major frosts in the areas that I'm in. Some of the local areas have actually seen snow, but I thought I'd take advantage of quite a nice sunny day and get a video filmed for the last of my December lawn care. While I'm checking the soil temps and the outdoor temps, it's down in the single digits. I thought I'd give you a little bit of a look about how the lawn's looking in December and loads of tips on the type of things that I'm looking to do in this month just to tick me over throughout the winter months. You can see at the bottom part of this lawn there are a few patches, and you know, we had so much rain after the renovation project that it washed a little bit of the seed out and those bits haven't thickened up. I think these results are probably quite typical in some of the results that you guys are also seeing, but don't worry, we'll come back and hit those again in the spring. The soil's slightly warmer than the outside air, maybe only a degree or two, but it's still way too cold to be putting any type of seed down. So if you've got patches like that, wait until spring. You can potentially start to look at laying turf at this time of year, but as I've already got a turf lawn, I'm going to be filling in those spots in the spring with a fresh batch of seed. Let's have a look what else is going on in the lawn in this month. And like all you guys, it's probably rain, rain and rain. I've got a bit of an issue at this back part of the garden where the borders just don't quite drain properly. The water seems to run here up against this edge of the lawn and it makes it a bit unworkable. Ideally, I want to tidy this part of the lawn up, and it's an ideal time to get the half moon edger out and the clippers out and tidy things up, but really the ground's too wet to work on and I don't want to cause any damage to the lawn. This also brings me on to the next tip, which is about reducing the traffic on the lawn. If possible, try to stay off the lawn when it's wet, especially if it's waterlogged and there's any water sitting on the lawn, and especially when it's frosty. Walking across a frosted lawn can cause damage to the lawn itself, and you really want to try and reduce traffic to a minimum. You also want to take a look at if you're storing anything on your lawn, maybe furniture or other bits and bobs, because these can really drown out all the light and cause difficult conditions for your lawn that are going to really take a long time to bounce back right up until the next spring. You can see some of the patches that I overseeded in my November video. If you haven't watched that video, I'm going to link it in the card above, so check that out. It's part of my lawn care calendar series, which I cover every month. And these areas have started to fill in. However, we will see if the new growth can withstand the winter or whether we're going to have to come back and tackle that in the spring. The next tip is around mowing the lawn. Stay tuned for the next part of the video where I'm going to be looking at some products that I'm going to be applying to the lawn, and also a bit of bonus footage if you stay till the end of the video. So let's talk about mowing the lawn. Now, I've just talked about looking at the environmental conditions of the lawn, and you don't want to be mowing the lawn if you're breaking any of those rules with regards to heavy rain or frost or damp conditions. But if you do get a dry day and you want to just take the tops off the lawn, you can do that just to keep it looking tidy. But if you are going to do it, you need to be setting the mower on a high setting you want to keep the grass longer. It's going to act as a better cultural control for moss, as it's going to shroud out that moss, and also there's less light coming in, so you want to keep the grass long so it can stay healthy. You can see here I'm literally just skimming some of the tops off. Mowing can also be quite useful for collection of leaves as well. I've actually switched to the Bosch mower because it's a lot lighter than what the Allet is, and as the ground isn't the driest to work on, I'm preferring using this lighter mower. It's just going to lift off any of the leaves and take the tops off the blades. Removing the leaves from the lawn is going to help prevent some diseases as well. Anything that's going to be sitting on that lawn and decaying and rotting is going to help encourage diseases in the lawn, so you want to lift them off, improve the natural aeration and sunlight, and keep the surface clean and free of debris. This is going to be the last mow of the season for me, so what that means is I'm going to be looking at maintenance of the mower. For this mower, the maintenance is really pretty low. I'm just going to be checking the blade, and this was a fresh blade that was put on at the start of the season, but I can actually see it's a little bit blunt already. Even though there aren't major chips on it, I can see just from the cut of the grass blade there is some slight bruising on the tips. Also, you want to be cleaning down the mower and not letting all of that wet grass and seasonal build-up sit in the shed over the winter. Take some time, use a scraper, or clean down the mower from the outside, and you'll have something that you're ready to start next year's season with, ready to go. You also want to have a think about sharpening the blade if you've got a cylinder type of mower as well. Now, there's a great video from Allet mowers, which I'll link in the card above, which shows you all about how to backlap your own cylinder mower. I might have a try at that in the coming week, so if you'd be interested in that, please let me know in the comments. You can also send these types of blades off to a repair shop and get them professionally lapped, sharpened and set ready for the next year. So my next tip is around what type of products that you could apply to your lawn at this time of year. Generally, all your main fertilizers will be finished and done. You don't want to be putting fertilizers into the plant after it's stopped growing, and also you don't really want to be trying to push any new growth at this time of year because it's too susceptible to the winter weathers. Two things that are on the radar for me is iron sulfate. Now, this can help to suppress worm casts a little bit, but it can also help to harden off the turf, especially if it's applied at the higher dose, which can protect it against some diseases and just make it a bit more resilient. I'm not going to put any iron down because I've only just seeded a couple of months ago and my iron content was already quite high in the soil. But I am going to apply some seaweed, and you can still apply seaweed right the way throughout the year. Again, I'm taking awareness of the environmental conditions. I'm not going to apply it if it starts to get frosty or there's any snow or heavy water logging, but this could be a good day to give a little top up of the seaweed. And again, I can actually see some diseases still coming through my lawn because of all the water we've had. Even some red thread on the front of the lawn, and dropping this seaweed down just going to again help condition that soil, plus aid the plant to be a little bit more resilient against those types of threats. Now, you can apply the seaweed using a backpack sprayer, but as I'm only going to mainly focus it on the front lawn, I'm just going to use the watering can with wide rows on it, drop it down, and it's quick and easy when I'm a little bit short on time. You can see the front lawn's still looking really nice and healthy, but I have got these little spots of disease just at the top of that lawn. There's brown spots moving through the lawn, The seaweed in itself isn't going to resolve those spots. Really, if you really wanted to tackle red thread, then you're going to be looking at some kind of fungicide. However, I'm not going to put any treatments down because the cold weather will probably kill it off itself and the disease will naturally fade away throughout the winter months. I am just going to carry on with my normal seaweed program, drop it down onto the lawn, and I'm ready to go. Here's a little bit of bonus content where I'm going to give you an update on the seed boxes that I've been sowing throughout the last couple of months, just to see how things are looking in the seed trays towards the end of the year. Before I get into that, if you are enjoying this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more lawn care calendar tips, where I release month by month tips on how to get the most out of your lawn during the calendar. You can see here I'm still seeing some growth in the Barrenbrook RPR and some of the more heavier rye blend mixes, still pushing out really fresh green shoots even into the first week of December. Also, don't pay too much attention to some of the holes that you can see there, because I have been playing around with a little gadget that I've got, which will be coming up in a future video.
I'll let you go, just need some time. At your own pace, you need to find your way. I know now you'll never change your mind for something that matters to me. You do not know what I have in mind. I packed our bags, we'll be on our way. The night was long as I waited without a sign.